This is the coming together of Arsenal and Puma. We are both pioneers, we both care about tomorrow, and we both strive for greatness. Like Puma, everything we do at Arsenal is born out of our values. Good things never change. At our club, we never stand still. Innovation is in our DNA. We find the best young talent and teach them to play our way, the Arsenal way. We continue to lead in the progression of our sport. Arsenal is like no other. We choose how to play, we choose how to run our club. Right from the start, we have always given back to our community. Over the years, we have built a strong and loyal following. We belong in North London, but are known in every corner of the globe. It's our fans that keep us moving forward. At Arsenal, winning is never enough. It's about how we act, how we compete. We want to win with class, the way our beautiful game deserves. Excellence is in our history, the club that has been in the top league longer than any other. Success breeds success. Our players and fans are united by these values. Together, we embody the Arsenal spirit. Like our kids, together we are stronger. This is our manifesto, built on truth.
Afternoon, everyone. Thanks very much for joining us this afternoon for what is an important day for the club. I'd like to introduce two important people for this afternoon's proceedings. That's the Chief Executive of Arsenal Football Club, Ivan Gazidis, and the Chief Executive of our new partner, who we'll hear more about in a minute, Bjorn Gulden.
Well, welcome to Emirates Stadium, everybody, and thank you for being here. It's good to see such a healthy turnout. This is a very exciting day for Arsenal Football Club. Today, we're delighted to announce the signing of a new long-term global partnership with Puma. From the 1st of July 2014, Puma will become our official kit partner. They'll be producing our match day and training kits across all of our teams next season. They've also acquired extensive rights to produce other Arsenal branded merchandise, which will be sold all around the world. The new partnership represents the biggest commercial deal in Puma and Arsenal's history. The money from this deal will be available to the club from this summer. This represents another important step forward in our progression on and off the pitch. Let me take a moment to tell you why we chose Puma as our kit partner, because we were fortunate to have a number of different options. But Puma stood out for the following reasons. First of all, their football heritage. As a club, we've got a great history and heritage, and it was important for us to partner with a brand that is just the same. Puma have a fantastic heritage in football. Pelé, Cruyff, and Maradona are just three great players to have worn Puma. Secondly, innovation. The first motto of our football club was forward, and you can see it on the walls here in the stadium. We were the first club to play under floodlights, the first club to wear numbers on the back of our shirts. The hiring of Arsene Wenger, who was a relative unknown at the time, was a bold move. So was the move to this stadium. We're proud of this history of innovation. But Puma is also known for innovation. The first boot with screw-in studs. The Cameroon all-in-one kit at the Africa Cup of Nations. Third is the scale of Puma. Puma's size and scale is a perfect fit for us. They have real international reach, and we know also that there will be a real focus on Arsenal. We'll be one of their primary partnerships, and they're putting significant resources into the partnership. Finally, and crucially, there's a real cultural fit with the two organizations. We've been blown away by the expertise and the excitement from everyone at Puma, and we share common ambitions and common ideas about what we want to do for Arsenal fans all around the world. So I'm delighted to welcome Puma to the Arsenal family. We've got a lot of work to do before we launch our kits in time for next season. We're all looking forward to seeing that range in the summer, and we're looking forward to a long and successful partnership. I'm delighted to be able to introduce to you the Chief Executive of Puma, Bjorn Gulden, to say a few words. Thank you, Bjorn.
Thank you, Ivan, and thank you all for being here. This is a great day for Puma, announcing Arsenal as our partner. I think it's the third time in the last 2 decades that Puma has entered into discussions with the club. This time the outcome was successful. And we are really happy and we are really proud. We have for years had a good relationship with the club, and we had many great Puma players on their team. Think about Pires, Ljungberg, Keon, Rocastle, Seaman, Winterburn, Merson, and many, many others. But we always wanted the kit deal, and now we have it. Great, and I'm really thankful to the Puma team that pulled this off. You did a great job, guys. In our efforts to become the fastest sports brand in the world, I do not think we could have found a better partner than Arsenal. Arsenal is a truly world-class football club with a great history, also known to bring innovation and newness to the game. And as you said, I think Arsenal was the first club to have floodlights in the stadium, the first club to have numbers on the back of the shirts, and I even heard you were the first club to have stripes on your socks. I don't know how important that was, but it was new stuff. Arsenal is a club with strong values, with global reach, and passionate fans. Arsenal has a fantastic stadium and state-of-the-art training facilities, and they have a commitment to play football the Arsenal way, fast and exciting. The club is famous for developing young and talented players, and they have an excellent management and very, very impressive people. All of this is what we admire and look forward to work with. And because of this, Arsenal is a perfect fit for Puma. We are convinced that our relationship will be one with great commercial potential and one that will strengthen the global image for both our brands. Puma has been a sports brand for 66 years, and we have a very rich heritage in football. Think about players like Pelé, Cruyff, Maradona, Eusebio, Lothar Matthäus, who were all Puma players. We have now committed ourselves to again be a real performance sports brand, and in the effort to become the fastest sports brand in the world, we are working with teams like the Italian national team, Borussia Dortmund, with the Formula 1 team of Ferrari, with athletes like Usain Bolt, with golfers like Ricky Fowler, and with football players like Balotelli, Aguero, Falcao, Royce, Fabregas, Gazzola, Yaya Touré, and many, many more. Arsenal is an important addition to this. Arsenal fits perfectly to our new positioning, and Arsenal will help us gain credibility as a performance sports brand. Arsenal will be a key asset for Puma. We are working hard on developing new and innovative products, both in footwear, apparel, and accessories. We will use Arsenal in this process and also make sure they are always equipped with the best possible product. So Puma and Arsenal, a great fit. I really look forward to next season, and I will not be surprised if we start the season working with the defending champions. Ivan, good luck with the rest of the season, and to all of you, thank you for listening. See you again in July when we launch the kits. Thanks.
So thanks to Ivan and Bjorn for those few words. I'd like to throw it open for questions and answers now. If you can put your hand up and I can find you amidst the gloom, a microphone will come to you. If you can please say who you are and who you represent, and then we'll take your question. So I can start down here, please.
Hi, it's Ben Preakenfried from Bloomberg News. Just wondered if you can give any specifics on the length or the size of the deal, please.
Well, it's a long-term contract, and it's the biggest commercial contracts that we have ever done. Specifics we do not say.
Biggest for us too.
David Ornstein from BBC Sports. Ivan, you mentioned the money being available from this coming summer. Will that be available for player recruitment and transfers on the footballing side of things?
Yeah, well, one of our long-term goals has been to increase our commercial revenues, and there's a football reason for that. It's to be able to invest that in our squad. So this is a very important step in terms of our progression on the pitch. And as we look from this summer onwards, that money will be available to the manager to use in the way that he thinks best.
Hello, John Cross, Daily Mirror. I just wonder whether I could ask you, I mean, just how much pride it gives you to have the biggest kit deal in English football at the moment. That's a huge step forward, isn't it, for Arsenal?
I think it's a validation, John, of the things that we're doing right. We are in a challenging environment. We certainly see the escalation in transfer fees and in player salaries. Our club has walked an independent path of standing on our own 2 feet and thinking long-term about our progression. And this is a validation of that approach. We are delighted to be partnering with an organisation that saw the vision of what we're doing and believed in it. And we think this is going to be very exciting for us to be able to work together. I think we're stronger together, and as we look forward, we as a football club are certainly moving forward, not just off the pitch, but more importantly on the pitch.
Go on, Dave.
Yes, that's better. Thank you. Hi, Ivan. David Woods, Daily Star. Just wondering how confident you are the man spending that money will be Arsene Wenger, because as everyone knows, he hasn't signed a contract yet, and ask Bjorn as well. Yeah, can you give us an update, and a good one?
Well, we've always supported Arsene. The board has always been completely behind him, as has Stan Kroenke. And Arsene has always been committed to this football club. So we are comfortable in the position, relaxed about it. As I've said before, Arsene will be extending with us, and at the right time we'll make that announcement.
Ivana Stahazi from German Business Weekly Wirtschaftswoche. Give us a few more details on this deal. We have heard that it's a 5-year deal and it's worth 150 million pounds. So could you say, is that off the mark, or?
As Bjorn has said, we want to respect the confidentiality of the deal terms. So in terms of the length of the deal and the amount of the deal, we've given the details that we're prepared to give at the moment. Sorry not to be more helpful.
CNN. Can you talk a bit more about the process? Obviously Nike's lost out here, and you said that Puma sees a vision. Does that mean Nike walked away, or Puma simply paid more money?
Well, we had a lot of interest when we came to renewal from all of the major players. We've had a really productive and excellent partnership with Nike over the years, and it would be wrong of me not to acknowledge the part that they've played in as the club has progressed and into the move to our new stadium. But for us, this is a very positive story. It's a story about Puma, the approach that they had, the people that they presented to us. We believed in those people. We believed in what Puma are doing as a company. And we believed in their vision for us, and they've backed us in our vision, and we're convinced that this is the right partner as we look forward to help us achieve our goals.
Hi, it's Eric Albert from Le Monde. Question to Puma. you're saying that you have a history in football with Maradona and so on. However, Puma was not the biggest player in terms of sport kits compared to Nike and Adidas, of course. So is this deal going to be a game changer for Puma in terms of football? And could you tell us more about what do you want? How do you want to develop it? You talked about kits, developing more products. What's your view of this deal?
Well, I think if you look at the asset base that Puma now has with the Italian Federation, with Borussia Dortmund, and now with Arsenal, and you look at all the players we have, for example, the signage of Balotelli a couple of weeks ago, we want to be a player, we want to be a clear number 3 in football. We are doing a lot of work internally on product development. We just launched a new shoe called Evo Power, which has been very well received. So this is one piece of many pieces to become a well and respected player in the performance business again. And as you probably have heard, we really want to strengthen our performance side, and this is one big piece of it. As I said, I don't think we can find a better partner than Arsenal. They stand for everything that Puma wants to stand for: excitement, speed, global. Our team signed Borussia Dortmund a couple of years ago, and the same thing there. It's probably the team that played the most fun football next to Arsenal, and that's how we want to proceed. So I think it is a game changer, but not alone. It's part of many things that we do.
To Arsenal about that. Of course, the paycheck, you don't say how much it is. It's a big part of the decision, but is being a partner with Puma one of the is one of the reasons you decided that? Because in Puma you will be a big deal for them, so they will focus more on you than possibly other big brands would.
Well, the money was only one part of this decision. For us, actually, a more crucial part was that we had the right partners looking forward. And I said it in my remarks, but I really meant it. We were incredibly impressed with the kind of focus that Puma brought to the process as we engaged with them. And everything that has happened since then has convinced us that we made exactly the right choice. That the people that we've met at Puma have, to a person, been incredibly impressive and very, very focused on what it is we're trying to achieve and how they can play a part in that. That extends across everything we're doing together. So this really is a partnership that we believed in because of the fit. As the days go by and as the weeks go by, we're more and more convinced that it's a fantastic decision for us.
I'd like to ask to Puma CEO. Puma is a very popular brand in the Asian market. Even though the Puma have not used the Asian player for marketing, and what do you think about use Asian player for marketing?
Can you repeat the question?
Okay. Puma is a very popular brand in Asian market.
Yeah.
And Puma have not yet used Asian player for marketing. And what do you think of using Asian player for marketing?
Well, as you said, Puma is a popular market in Asia. We are looking at assets in Asia, and hopefully we can find an asset base in Asia that you will be happy with, and it's part of one of the puzzles that we are looking at. So Asia will get more focus from us, and maybe there will be a player showing up.
Thank you very much.
Ivan, James Ollie from the Evening Standard. The club's fans carried a lot of the financial burden while the commercial revenues weren't as high as they are now. Will this deal impact upon ticket prices at all?
Well, we've been explicit in saying that as a club we've been very dependent on our ticket prices through the move to the new stadium. And it's important for us to diversify our revenue streams and expand. Broadcast expands, if you like, on its own, and we don't control that, but certainly to expand our commercial revenue base. And this does that and helps us take a further step down that road. More globally for football, I think what we hope to see looking forward is more responsible spending in the game. I think if that happens and we produce a more rational environment, that begins to take pressure off ticket pricing. So we're looking forward to UEFA and financial fair play. We remain healthy skeptics about that. You know, I had lunch with Michel Platini this week, and he continues to assure everybody that's concerned about this in the game that we will see positive enforcement from UEFA. And I think if that happens, it takes a little bit of the edge off the relentless spiraling that we see in spending, and that begins to open up possibilities in terms of the relationship that we have with our fans, which is critical for every football club, but more broadly, not just for Arsenal, but for all football clubs.
Newstalk Football. 6 Arsenal players currently are under contract with Puma. Did it help in any way concluding the deal with Arsenal? And will it change the strategy, or what will be the strategy around these 6 players starting next July?
Well, I do think the way Arsenal plays football, you know, fast, agile, very exciting, also means that the players who play for them are very attractive for a brand like ours. And now we have 6. They didn't have any impact on this deal because the deal is with the club and not with the players. But you know, we wish we had all the players on the team, you know, because it's a fantastic team. We will of course use the players on the team as we use other assets, and it's part of the strategy. And then we'll see. But they had no impact on the deal.
Hi there, Ollie Barrett, Channel News Asia. Asia, a particularly important market for all Premier League clubs. What opportunities do you both see in Asia with your new partnership? And does it help you both that a particular club from Manchester, which has been popular in Asia, is currently languishing in mid-table?
Well, I can only say that in the research that we have done and being in the markets, that the popularity of Arsenal worldwide is very big, in Asia also, but also on the African continent. I was amazed by the popularity of the club. So of course we are going to use that popularity both commercially and image-wise, and we see a huge upside with this relationship. So I think that's the...
And from our perspective, Asia obviously has been a focus of ours. We've spent a lot of time in recent years taking our first team there and had fantastic experiences. But what we recognize is, as a relatively small business, we can't achieve a permanent presence in Asia without strong partnerships. And for us, coming back to the scale that Puma brings to the table, that's fantastic for us, because we've got a company who is focused on us, but also really able to help us develop our aims in Asia and develop the club in Asia. So this works very well for that.
Good evening, Stefano Boldrini, Gazzetta dello Sport, Italy. I am here. It is unusual what happened here. You organize an event with a lot of England journalists from around the world, and you don't say details about time and amount of the deal. Why it?
Well, it's not that unusual. Very often, you know, there are obligations in confidentiality agreements as to length of time and amounts. I think we've given enough detail for you to piece together the details of the deal, and I'm sure you will.
Hi, Rob Harris from Associated Press. On the Puma side, are there any caveats in the deal about player behaviour and such like? And to Ivan, does it feel frustrating for you that you're sort of doing these deals the right way and potentially have other clubs like PSG who, with associated party deals, might be sort of working around the FFP system?
I don't even know if we have anything in the contract about players' behaviour. I haven't seen it, at least, and I'm not concerned about the players' behaviour, the way this club acts.
We'll try not to cause you any problems. I can't promise it absolutely, but we do try to do our best there. In terms of this deal and other deals, I don't want to comment on other clubs and other deals. Just to say we're very happy with this one, and it is a very significant step forward for us. So that's what we're focused on.
Awesome. Yes. Oh, Ivan, sorry, at the back.
So can you put your hand up?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, hold back.
Go on the camera.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Mark Isaacs, Haters Sports Centre. These are certainly exciting times for the club. You smashed your transfer record last year to bring in Mesut Ozil. You've a club record deal today. You're saying now Arsenal hopefully will extend his deal. Do you believe now that Arsenal have got the resources now to compete with the big clubs like Barcelona, Real Madrid, and your colleague said hoping that Arsenal will be defending the Premier League title come the summer? Do the Arsenal board have that belief now?
Well, we have a vision to be competing at the top of the world's game. We're doing an enormous amount in the club, which is transformational towards that vision. We don't get there overnight. We're not where we want to be yet, but certainly that's where we want to be. We want to be competing with the best clubs in the world, and that's always been the vision. It's been challenging along the way, and there'll be lots of challenges as we look forward as well. But we're doing it our way. We're doing it without relying on any single individual. We're doing it through an independent path. It's not easy. It subjects us to criticism along the way, and I don't pretend we get all of the decisions we make right. We make mistakes just like everybody else, but I do think that when we look around us and we're in this stadium today and we think about how much this club has progressed, not from outside benefaction, not from state funding, but through really the efforts and energies of people who love this football club. Everything we've built, everything we represent comes from people who love this club. I think that's something very special, and when we do achieve success, it's going to be incredibly meaningful to everybody that has been along this journey, and let's hope we can get there as soon as possible. We're trying to do it faster, and Puma gives us a little bit of an extra acceleration.
Paul Rowan from the Sunday Times. I just want to ask Bjorn, please. You're moving more away from lifestyle into performance, as you perhaps indicated. Is that with a view to consolidating your position as the third biggest sort of sports apparel manufacturer, or challenging the big two at some point down the line?
Well, I think Puma's history is, we've been around for almost 70 years. It started as a sports brand. The anchor in everything we do should be in sports. That doesn't say we shouldn't sell lifestyle, but if we didn't have sports in the middle of it, we wouldn't have any reason to be. So yes, it's a focus back on sports, but that doesn't say we won't sell lifestyle. It's just the sports comes first and lifestyle comes second. I'll take the third position if that means growth. Do we need to challenge the two big ones? I don't know. We try to do our best, and then our consumer and our retailers is our target, and then we'll see where that goes. I'm not concerned about what the two other big ones are doing. We just focus on what we are doing, and sports is growing. The lifestyle side of sports is also growing, so we think this is a very, very interesting industry to be in and see great potential.
Just a very quick follow-up. Might this see Arsenal at some point in the next couple of years playing in a onesie?
I think, who knows what directions it will take. I think there's some really interesting innovation already that we've seen. But none of that happens without the active input, participation and collaboration of our manager and our players. So if we are in a onesie, it will be because players like Mikel Arteta and Per Mertesacker say that they like the onesie.
Good afternoon. I am Philippe Bertrand from Les Echos, the French newspaper. I'm there. Here. I agree with my Italian colleague, especially because Puma is a public company. But my question is, you said that this deal is the biggest deal for Puma in terms of sports marketing. Are you going to reduce the number of the other deals to save money to pay Arsenal?
Well, I think you see that we are focusing on some assets and focus our business on performance. So if you look at the asset space we have now, we're not going to reduce that anymore, but we have reduced many, many small deals which probably you haven't seen. So the answer is yes and no. But with the assets we have today, we feel we're very good represented and think we have enough to show our story with.
Florentin Collomb from Le Figaro. Bjorn, could you give us an indication of the share of football in your business and what it was in the past and what is your target or what you're going to be achieving after with Arsenal?
I mean, I'm not giving you any category numbers now because we haven't done that. You also know we are in the silent period before our press conference on the 20th of February with our financial result. What I can tell you is that the focus on football right now, we feel we are on a turning point and that our football business is growing and is going to grow.
Ivan, Nathaniel Cope from SNTV. With the new relationship with Puma, could we now see more Puma players at Arsenal, such as, say, Radamel Falcao?
I'm not going to get into speculation about individual players, but you know, what we do is what is based on what our manager thinks is best for the football, and we're very, very clear about that, and we always have been, and we won't derogate from that. So if we do sign a Puma player, that will be a happy coincidence and would delight us, but we'll be signing the best football players that we can.
Any more questions? Okay, well, thank you very much, everybody. We're just going to do some pictures up here at the top, and thank you very much for coming.